Welcome to Sports Talk with Puckett and Pontzer here on 88.3 WXOU. Tim, the Tigers are on a hot streak. 11 straight wins. 15 out of the last 16 games have been victories for our local team here, including the last three over the what used to be the Charging Tribe in Cleveland, the Cleveland Indians. And they, in my opinion, have completely broken the back of the Cleveland Indians. And what may ensue is a collapse that Tiger fans have been somewhat reliant on the past couple seasons to make the playoffs. But the Tigers' charge has allowed them to take a 6-game lead now over Cleveland. And the Tigers have not lost in the past 2 weeks since our last show. Yep. So this is big news right now. I'm fired up about it. And what do you think has led to this winning streak?
I would say the pitching for sure. There's a stat that they have for it's like 6 straight games that they've given up less than 2 earned runs. The starters or the entire pitching staff. Their lone loss was the only time they gave up above 3 runs during this entire streak. And when you're doing that, I mean, when you're holding opponents, regardless of who they are, to 3 or less runs, you should win the games, especially with the lineup you have. And, some of these wins have been, close, walk-off wins, late-inning wins, and then some have been blowouts. They like smoked Philly when they were here. But altogether, I really think it's a pitching because some games, Prince is on, some games he's not. As of late, he's been not. You have guys like Avila stepping up. You guys have like Torrey Hunter, even guys like Tuiasa Sopo and Dirks at points, on that platoon.
Right.
But overall, when you see your starting pitching and then your bullpen, Benoit's doing well. You have Bonderman they just brought back. He gave you some solid work. They say pitching wins championships for a reason. And you're seeing it on display with this winning streak.
Right. A lot of Tiger fans have pointed to the fact that, this team is built for a playoff run. Maybe they don't play the best regular season baseball all the time, but in the playoffs, they turn it on. But what we're seeing right now is that they've completely turned it on in the regular season for a change in the last, they haven't done this in a long time. I think this might be one of the best stretches of Tiger baseball that we've seen in the last 10 years. I can't remember the Tigers playing like this in the regular season. Yes, have they gotten hot in the postseason? Yes, in 2006, 2012, even 2011 to an extent. But we haven't seen this good, great, fantastic baseball being played in the regular season, especially on the road. The Tigers have been a 500 road team in the past 2-3 years. They've been playing very, very, very well on the road.
I mean, yeah, these 3 wins on the road is finally what pushed them over. They're sitting at 30-26 on the road for the season now,
right? And
that's greatly aided by these 3 runs or 3 wins. But I mean, I don't know about past decade because I can't really speak to that. But especially since I've lived here, I think of the year that Brennan Bosch was really hot that year. That was one of the first years I really started paying attention to Tigers baseball living here. And they started off really hot and I remember going into the All-Star break, they won like 6 out of 8
right.
and they were like that last month they won like 20 games in the last month of the season or the last month before the All-Star break, and everybody's like, hey, this team, and that's the closest I can remember because everybody was hyped up about them, but then they came out of the All-Star break and were just flat.
Right.
And this, you could almost compare or almost like flip that for this season with the Tigers. They month ago, we were talking about how this team's basically treading water. We were looking at these games. We were looking at the games going to the All-Star break, and I point to the those interleague games that they played. I know that they took 3 or 4 from Chicago before that. They put before Chicago, before they had the interleague games. But the games that the Tigers played, those interleague really got them where everybody was contributing, and has really started the streak for the Tigers. And it really, before that, it was they had a winning record, but Cleveland was in the rearview mirror. Even Kansas City has a hot streak going right now, which they still do. But I mean, like I said, a month ago we were talking about how they're treading water, and before that interleague series, people were talking about how maybe this Tigers team, hey, Verlander's not playing well, bullpen's still kind of shaky. What are we going to do at the deadline? What's going to happen to Peralta? And you've had all those questions, answered either, yay or nay for the Tigers, and starting with basically the interleague series. And, Dombrowski addressed some needs. Peralta's gone. I know we're going to talk about that a little bit, but really that interleague series got them where they took care of Philadelphia, they took care of Washington, and really everything came together for this club. And they are just, they haven't looked back since. And I know that on previous shows, we both kind of circled this Cleveland series as a point, and I know I said I think by then the Tigers will have put it away. Now, I kind of thought maybe going into that series, I didn't expect Cleveland to hang around like they have, but I know we were talking before today's show, you were at my house today, we were talking about or you said you think this is it for Cleveland, and I would absolutely agree, because you kind of like stepped on their throat. If Cleveland would have swept them, they'd be in first place.
Right. Even
if Cleveland splits, there's still a lot of baseball left. You got over a month of baseball for sure. And Cleveland might have a chance, but instead you have two back-breaking losses handed to the Indians at home, where you basically stole 2 wins, and you're not going to look back.
Right. Since the All-Star break, the Tigers are 15-3. A critique of both the Tigers and Jim Leland specifically has been his record after the All-Star break, as well as in the last few games of the season. Collapses, the inability to get started hot after the All-Star break. But that's been the complete opposite, and Tim, you touched on that. 15-3 since the All-Star break. The other thing is you said starting pitching is such a major reason for why the Tigers have gone on this hot streak. You're entering the 4th time you'll go through the rotation. The winning streak, the 15 out of 16, started with Fister, and Fister got his 4th start since then last night. Now you get to, you have this 11-game winning streak, and now tonight you have Scherzer going, followed by Porcello, Sanchez, then Verlander, and then you're back to the top of the rotation again with Fister. But, you go into tonight with your best pitcher right now in Scherzer. The guy's lost
17
wins. He's lost 1 game all season. He's 16-1, and whenever you have him going, you expect to win. So I fully expect the Tigers to win tonight, sweep the Cleveland Indians, and put them back 7 games. Right. Which, if you go back, I don't know if it was 3, 4, maybe 5 shows ago, and we were looking ahead in the schedule, and we both said, as you touched on, this is where I expect them to put it away. And I think we specifically said, look for the Tigers to be up 6, 7, 8 games.
Exactly.
And not to pat ourselves on the back, but that's how the schedule shaped up. And as much as there is panic from time to time, as we were going into the All-Star break, we were like, they could lose these games. Right. They could go 12-18.
There was a chance that they could have been sitting at the All-Star break with a sub-500 record.
Right. And now, when you get to play these teams, Cleveland, I fully expected Cleveland to fall apart. Some people pointed to the fact that, they have Terry Francona now. They have better players, more experienced players, like a guy like Nick Swisher, a veteran. Even though he's not the best player, but he brings a veteran leadership and mentality to the clubhouse of he's played in a World Series.
Giambi.
Right. He's played in a ALCS before. He's been beat by the Tigers in the playoffs.
He's a good player.
Right.
He's a good hitter.
But I still think it's the Cleveland Indians, and I think that one of those close wins that you touched on, that Avila 3-run home run in the top of the 9th inning in the first game of this series versus Cleveland, I think that will be the defining moment of the Tigers' regular season. Now, once you get in the postseason, you can have another defining moment. Cabrera hits a walk-off in the whatever. Absolutely. But as far as the regular season goes, I think that's where Tiger fans will look back and they're going to say, that right there is what allowed us to take a stranglehold on this division.
And especially because you're getting it from a guy in Avila who hasn't exactly had the best season. But again, I point to that interleague game, the interleague series. Avila started coming around. He was batting. He batted like 5 for 18 or something through the Philadelphia series, and then he comes into the Washington series and he hits a grand slam. And then the next day he hits another home run, and he hadn't seen his power, and it really gave him some confidence because there were people around here talking rumors that maybe Brian Pena, who's been playing very well, but as a backup catcher, maybe he'll see more playing time than Avila. And there was people saying, hey, send Avila to Toledo, get his mind right. And the numbers kind of spoke to that. I mean, he was batting sub 200. He had no power, and with runners on in scoring runners on base, he was just dreadful. But he was coming through, and he's making up for some of the slack with guys that you would hope to produce, like a Prince Fielder, or like a guy that's out of the lineup, an Omar Infante, or when Miguel Cabrera had that spell where he's out of the lineup, and you lose the bat in Peralta. So not that Avila's like the X factor, but I would absolutely agree. You're getting production from guys that, those role players. You look at who hit the 3-run bomb 2 nights ago, Don Kelly. He comes through. That's basically the, that ties it up, but the game-winning hit there. And that's what you want to see from this team. You want, your entire roster to be producing. And Jim Leland, that's, he puts Don Kelly in the lineup, batting 5th, but he's able to get guys to produce. Run different players, personal hot streaks, and that overall helps with this team's hot streaks. But overall, I think it comes back to the pitching. Every one of these wins, save one by Porcello, has been a quality start. And when you're getting that kind of production over and over and over, consistently, that sets the table for these wins. And I know you were talking about, we talked and we looked at the schedule, and these are teams they should beat. These are teams that you need to take care of, but they're not the ones that make the schedule. And I know that they opened in Kansas City and lost 2 straight, right? They were struggling, but then since then they've only lost 2 other games, and they have really been producing well. Only 1 other game,
right?
To Chicago, when Peavy in his last start as a White Sox got the win for Chicago. So overall, pitching wins championships recent. Even I wanted to bring this up, but what I was really encouraged by was 2 nights ago that win in Cleveland, Verlander looked like Verlander, vintage Verlander. What we want to see.
And the biggest thing that I saw coming out of that start, no walks.
No walks, and the biggest thing was that he was lasting into the 8th inning.
Well, right, but the reason he lasted that long is because he didn't walk anybody.
He had an inning where he got out of the inning. Said that weird, but he had an inning where he only used 8 pitches. 3 outs. I mean, that's what you want to see from Verlander. And
that's what we saw from Jeremy Bonderman last night, which was also, I mean, this bullpen has gone from being one of the worst in the league, one that you panic about, one about, where, we were saying early in the season, if your starters don't go 7, you're probably not going to win because your bullpen gives up. But it's gone from, I'm not going to call it a strength, but I'll call it solid. And Bruce Rondon turns in 2 innings last night. And when you go 14 innings and your bullpen only gives up 1 run, I believe, and it was by Drew Smyly, which has been a strength in your bullpen, that's really encouraging.
Yeah, it says something when Smiley's been the one straight. He gave up the home run in the 9th, and I know that some fans were questioning whether or not Leland should have brought in Jose Veras because, he was a closer in Houston. Maybe that's why I get him, but instead he goes with Smiley, and Smiley gave up his first home run in nearly 3 months.
Yeah.
And but they still were able to get the win. Albuquerque gets the win, and Benoit closes it out. Then Verlander comes back, and you don't have to use up your bullpen that night, and that's what you want to see. And you're absolutely right. Bonderman, they pick him off the scrap heap basically. He
pitched. I think it was 9 2/3 innings in Toledo.
Right, and it's kind of a coincidence, but it's worth noting that the day Bonderman finally comes in and does something for the Tigers, because he was, his first official day as a Tiger was the day before, but Verlander took care of business. Bonderman comes in and Valverde gets an official release. Yeah. He spent 6 weeks in Toledo since then, hasn't been able to do anything. And I know that we had both been harping on this this bullpen is, hey, Dombrowski really dropped the ball. Rondon isn't what he was advertised as. And maybe Rondon, I think he doesn't have that pressure being the closer, but he can come in there and he's worked on his secondary pitches.
He pitched 2 full innings last night and didn't give up a hit.
And what he's been able to do is he is able to use that fastball, but he has these secondary pitches to fall back on, and not to get all, nerded out on baseball, but that really improves it, because you can be a guy that can just throw the ball past guys. You look at that rookie Cleveland had the other day. He strikes out Miguel Cabrera 3 times on just a nasty fastball, getting almost to 100 mile an hour. But then on the 4th time, he throws one 97 down the plate, and Miguel Cabrera throws it into center field, just crushes it. So, you can't rely wholeheartedly on that. And Rondon's coming around. a guy that both, like I said, one of the favorites of the show. Albuquerque's finally coming into his own.
Yep.
He's still not what he was like 2 years ago.
The thing is, he just walks too many guys.
Absolutely, and you can't do that as a bullpen guy. But you have him, even Phil Koch in his limited action, which I really hope is limited action for him. He's been okay as of late. He's been coming into games.
But the reason for that is because his role has been limited so much to just left-handers. Because the other guys have stepped up.
In that interleague series, he was basically in one of the Philadelphia games and both Washington games. He was an innings eater because by the time he came in, they had like
10-0,
exactly, and he was
11-1,
and he was pitching well. There was absolutely no pressure, but that's what he's come to. But then you don't have to use up an arm. In an Albuquerque or obviously Smiley but you're able to save those guys for these pressure situations.
Right.
So ultimately, like I said, pitching wins championships. It gives me as a Tigers fan a tremendous amount of confidence that you are able to be on the hot streak. And sure, if you drop, I don't expect them to win 50 straight games, but I like to see this consistency. Sure, would I like to see some bats pick it up, namely Prince Fielder? Absolutely. But when your pitching is doing well, when Verlander, hopefully this start isn't just a mirage. Hopefully it's an actual, show that he's coming back. And, like we've said on the show in the past, if those, basically 2 months where he just was really struggling and not Justin Verlander, and he was arguably your third or fourth best pitcher, if not the worst on your staff. If that's, when he did that and got that out of the way and now he can return to being Justin Verlander, I'm all for that. This is when we need him going down the stretch, and that's why you're 22 games over 500.
Right. Lots of times in sports, it's hard to see something it's hard to see the effect that something is having right when it's occurring. You notice things too late. But what I want everybody to realize is that this 11-game win streak is so essential to winning this division.
Okay.
There's 50 games left, including tonight. 50 games. If you win tonight, you're up 7 games with 49 to play. So you're going to ask the Cleveland Indians or the Kansas City Royals, who are
they're 5 games over 500, season
right,
high,
and they're one more game behind them. So they're like 8 or 8.5 back right now. You're going to ask one of those teams to play like 650 baseball, which is really hard to do.
And while the Tigers have their hot streak,
and at the same time have the Tigers play
exactly
500
That's
or
the
below
key.
500.
The Royals right now, they're actually slightly tick better than the Tigers. They're 15-4 since the All-Star break. The Indians, before they met up with the Tigers, they were on a hot streak. Several teams in baseball, but outside of the Atlanta Braves, who've won 13 straight, the AL Central is one of the hottest teams or hottest divisions in terms of teams in baseball. Now, granted, they're playing. They feasted on some interleague opponents and the White Sox, but we said on the show when you have Chicago on the schedule so much and you finish with teams like Miami and stuff like that, you should be able to beat these teams. And they came out of the gate, and that's what they're doing. And
right.
They're not playing down to their competition. They're taking care of business, despite all that's going on around them. Maybe what I've liked to have seen this streak slightly before the deadline. So maybe Dombrowski, maybe makes a bigger move of sorts. Just to make sure we are a contender. Maybe, but at the same time, maybe if this run happens, maybe he's overly confident and doesn't make moves. So you can never know. But it's not like any of your AL Central opponents made any big moves to compete with you.
No, not at all.
So, and I was going to say, it absolutely speaks to winning this division because, you have the biggest payroll and you're the best team in the division. You have the most talent. And you can talk about Terry Francona all you want, but when one of Cleveland's best hitters right now is former Tiger Ryan Rayburn, who just got a 2-year extension from Cleveland because he's playing really well as a platoon player, that says something about the Cleveland Indians.
But I think that we need to give the Tigers credit for doing what they're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Everybody picked the Tigers to win this division. Everybody picked them
to go to the World Series.
Everybody picked them to win it going away. And that's what they're doing. They're not relying on, Kansas City to fall apart at the end, for Cleveland to implode. No, they're winning it. They're not going to, sit around and wait for things to happen for them. They're going out there and they're playing really good baseball.
And as a fan, is it like, oh, it's not as exciting because it's not a pennant race per se? I know that in past years, it's come down. Heck, they had a game 163 the first year I lived here, and then it's been games where the Tigers like epically collapse, or it's close at the end and barely get it done. No, you don't want that. If you can have the division wrapped up first week in September, I'll stick to watching football.
Right. Exactly.
That's great for the Tigers, and
call me in October.
Exactly, and I not to sound all passive and stuff, but absolutely, you have a run differential, the best in the American League of 144, and not only does that speak to your lineup, but like I said, it speaks to your pitching when you're holding opponents to 3 runs or less.
Right.
I mean, that's like having the best defensive football. You keep the team less than 20 points a game, you have a good chance of winning games.
Right.
So if you're keeping the team, your quality pitching, quality bullpen, you can have me hitting out there, and you scrape across 4 runs, you're going to win the game.
We'll put Tim in the 9th slot.
That's you're absolutely right. They're taking care of business. 22 games over. No, business being just, barely over, and having all the pundits around the league and nation saying, oh, that's just the Central, a weak division. Well, it is a weak division, but they are proving that they are the class of this division, and that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, along with the likes of, a 71 team in Boston, or whoever comes out of the West, Oakland or Texas. And then you start thinking about who they would match up with, in a potential World Series. You got LA, or heck, the Pirates have 70 wins, or Atlanta with 70 as well. You start thinking about, putting your pitching staff against their pitching staff. I would take them over Pittsburgh. I would take them over the Dodgers. Heck, when Atlanta came here, they swept them. Yeah. So you start feeling really confident. Now, sure, you still have to take care of business, but, I'm very confident, and it'll be interesting to see, if I had to pick right now, I think it would be probably Detroit, Boston. Between the two of them, one of them goes to the World Series and plays Atlanta or Pittsburgh or something, and that would be it. It would be very exciting.
And then everybody can talk about an 11-game win streak all you want. That's easy to talk about. But the hard thing to talk about is going forward. Going forward through the rest of the regular season into the playoffs. In the next 18 games, after they finish this 7-game road trip, including tonight, you go, you play Cleveland one more time, then you go to New York, to Chicago.
Yes.
You come home for a stretch of 15 out of 18 games
with a lone
at home.
Sabbatical to Citi Field, and
exactly against an interleague opponent,
against the Mets, who outside of Harvey is just kind of
right. Not Phil Harvey.
Whatever.
Matt Harvey. 15 out of 18 games at home. I don't think it's unreasonable to say the Tigers go 14-4 in that stretch, 15-3, 13-5 would be.
I mean, if
safe.
they can keep this up, I would at least expect them to be a +5 on that trip.
And 5 of the games come right off the bat after you return back from Chicago are against Kansas City. Now, we've seen the Tigers, in my opinion, break the back of the Cleveland Indians on their home turf, on the Cleveland Indians' home turf. When the Royals come in here, they're going to be, I would say, at least 7 games back. Yeah. If the Tigers even take 3 out of the 5, the reason there's 5 is because they have a doubleheader in there. But even take 3 out of the 5, you're putting them 8 back now, and now you're down to 40 games. Right.
And Kansas City, unlike the White Sox, who are a completely different team, like we said since the last time we saw them, and even the Yankees to a certain extent, they have something to play for. The Yankees are in 4th place in their division. The White Sox are obviously they're 24 games back, so I think they're kind of done. But Kansas City, they're only 8.5 back. They're only a few games out of that 2nd place wild card for the American League. They're going to be gunning for them. But if you can do what you did to Cleveland, you're absolutely right. And then you finish it off with, like you said, more games against Minnesota, and then that interleague Mets series. Then all of a sudden you're going to be playing first place Oakland team, and you could be 30-something games over 500.
Right, you could be at 85
and you're
55.
One of the top contenders, and then you're playing that Oakland team, and maybe you're thinking of a preview of a division series or a chip, just like last year, and that would be very exciting as well. But we've broken down the schedule. You can basically say that outside of, I know they play Boston, I believe, in a 3-game series later this year
at Fenway,
which is kind of cool. Outside of that, Oakland really is your hardest team left on your schedule. And
Yeah, Boston, Oakland, and that's pretty much
Right.
it.
That's so.
I mean, you end with Chicago, the White Sox, that is, Kansas City, Seattle, the White Sox again, Minnesota, and the Marlins.
And you don't have to. The furthest you're going is Minnesota. You're not going to Seattle. You're not. You're going to Miami, I guess. But this team, I don't think they're going to get there. And this isn't me trying to be pessimistic. I think they're going to finish it like maybe 97, 98. But I would like to see them, have a triple-digit win total. That really speaks to a good season.
I think as you get towards the end of the MLB season, you start seeing this magic number.
Yes.
That's broken down a lot. The magic number is 8, the magic number is 15, whatever.
The magic number is it's how many wins you need, and also the person behind you, if they lose, that takes away.
You pick up 2 if you beat Cleveland.
Right.
I don't think it's unreasonable to say by September 1st, the end of this month, you will have played Kansas City 5 times and then Cleveland 2 more times, 3 if you include tonight. I don't think it's unreasonable to say that if the Tigers don't have the division won by then, their magic number being 0,
Wow.
I think you could say that the magic number will be below 5
That's
by September 1st. I feel confident enough to say that. Now, is that a little bit expecting a little bit too much? Probably. But I feel confident enough that I can say that, and we can revisit this, on September 1st or whenever our show falls within that.
And like I said, they're sitting at 67 wins right now, and they have just over 50 games left. I think that they'll finish with about 97, 98 wins, and like I said, I'd like to see them.
And that's more than we said they would.
It is. But this recent hot streaks, and that's basically, so you're playing 30 and 20 baseball.
I think we said
that's reasonable.
I think in the beginning we said they would win like 87 or 88.
Right. And if exactly, but that's reasonable, and that increases those expectations. And if they can do a 35-15 or 40-10 win-loss thing, which would be incredible.
Yeah.
If you have triple-digit wins, you are one of the biggest contenders.
Well, if they went 40-10, they would have 107 wins.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That would be like that year the Marlins did that. But the thing that it's hard to do as a fan, but it's important to do as a fan, is to realize that none of this really matters.
Absolutely.
It's hard to do, but especially because you don't see it all the time with the Tigers. You see them like stay back and whatever, do what it is. But it's more important to win playoff series than it is to win 100 games. And it's really hard to do, but it's so important. You have to, and it's hard for the team to do.
And I just
keep your eyes on the prize.
I just looked up, but I remember when I was a kid, 1998. This year, Mark McGwire, my hero, was bashing the ball at the park. But the New York Yankees that year won 114-48.
Right.
They were 22 games ahead of Boston in the division. That's one of the best seasons ever by a team.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they backed it up with the World Series. I saw. I was reading an article about ESPN talking about some of the best seasons by a team or individual
that never
performances.
won a title.
No, not that never, but just in the past 20 or 15 years, because that's ESPN, the magazine's been out for 15 years, and they ranked that Yankees 1998 season was right behind the individual performance of LeBron for a year, because based on numbers and metrics and stuff, and then Tiger Woods 5 years ago, and you base it on. What you do compared to teams that season, what you do compared overall, ever, but to go 114-48 is incredible.
The more recent one is the Mariners did that once. I think they won 110 games or something like that. But what they didn't do is win a World Series.
Right. Well, that was back when they had A-Rod and Griffey.
Right.
I mean, that was before 98. That was a bit before. But regardless, Randy Johnson was pitching for him.
But I mean, it's really hard to do that. And I don't think the Tigers are going to win 110 games. I don't.
No, I think they're going to finish about 98.
Right. Close to 100 games. I think 100 games or a little bit less than that is reasonable for this team. I don't think that would be wow, I'm so impressed. Not that I'd be impressed, obviously, but it's not like they way outplayed themselves, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think that's exactly what they're capable of doing. They don't have to play, way over that or way under that to get to 100 games. They are a 100-win ball club if they play Good.
I'd love to see that. That'd be incredible.
And it would be more than I expected in the regular season. But what I expect is a World Series.
And we've talked about on the show how expectations, people are like, oh, they're going to win the division. Oh, they're going to do this. And it kind of has dampened expectations to a point where it's just kind of like, well, because they play in the division, they're still going to take care of it. But they have come out with just this furor that is really
encouraging
in showcasing the team that they really are and can be going forward. And that's, that's ultimately what you want to see happen for a team that many pick to go to the World Series.
Right. And we need to, like I said, keep the eyes on the prize. It's about the World Series, but also know that even going forward, if they go on a 3-game losing streak, if they get swept once, if somebody goes on the DL for once, or something happens. Things happen in baseball, but it's about, like I said, keep your eyes on the prize. All right, that's going to be the end of our first segment. And you know what? One more thing. We didn't even mention Johnny Peralta's suspension in here, but the reason why is because they have won 11 in a row. And that's what winning gets you. The winning takes away your controversy, and it takes away your negative media. So we don't need to talk about Johnny Peralta because they've won 15 out of 16 games and 11 in a row.
And not only that, but Dombrowski takes care of business, trades a high prospect in Alvaseo Garcia to a division rival in the White Sox. That's where ends up going 3-way trade. But regardless, he's not on your team right now, so it doesn't bother you. You have enough quality outfielders. And you bring in Jose Iglesias, who, while he doesn't quite have the bat, I mean, he had a RBI bloop single day or home run the day before. His defensive prowess is tremendous. So it's not like you're sticking Ramon Santiago out there or something. Yep. You don't even notice. He just fills right in. Now, that's the reason Don Kelly's batting 5th, but, your lineup is producing enough. And like I said, your pitching's fantastic. You're winning games. Doesn't matter.
Right. Winning is all that matters, and winning the World Series is all that matters. We're going to be back after this break with some Lions discussion because they're starting this week, and we're excited about that. So stay tuned and keep listening here on 88.3 WXOU.